I just finished a major eyeshadow declutter. 242 palettes and singles eyeshadows I went through and I decluttered. Oh, I don't mind telling y'all, that like to killed me. I am never going to wait that long before I declutter anything ever again. So this is going to be a long video. So get your water, your coffee, your tea, your wine, whatever libation. Might want to grab a snack and sit back if you enjoy declutters, because I decluttered a lot of eyeshadows and I'm going to share that with you today. If you are new, welcome to my channel. I'm really glad that you found me. I really hope that you will consider subscribing to my channel. Ring that notification bell too, so YouTube will let you know when I do an upload. Also, I would love it if you want to follow me on my other social media accounts. I am active on TikTok and Instagram. And kind of ignore my hair. I'm trying not to use a flat iron on my hair anymore. So this is just blow dried hot rollers and beach waver. And you know, with all that, you know, why not throw a flat iron in on top of it? But I'm trying to get my hair in a better condition. So we got some frizz going on today. So I apologize on behalf of my hair. But anyway, this video is going to be long enough without me rambling, so let's get into this eyeshadow declutter. Okay, I thought we'd start off with some of these bigger palettes, kind of knock them out and get them out of the way first. This first one is from Morphe, and this is one of their artistry palettes. It is the 39S, such a gem. Haven't used this one in a while. I have still got the little plasticky thing because it's got all the names of the shades on it. And like I said, I haven't used this palette in a while, but when I was in Memphis, I used Shelly's, because she has one, and I'd forgotten how much I love this palette and all the wonderful looks that I can get out of it. So I'm going to keep this one. I especially love these toppers that, you know, I'd kind of forgotten about. They are so shiny and they are so pretty, and I don't know if I can get them in the camera or not. I'm not set up to record like this, but yeah, I am going to keep the 39S. Next big palette is this one from Wet n Wild. It doesn't even have a name. It's just a great big huge honking Wet n Wild palette. It's kind of old. I kept it because I actually got on a wait list for this dang thing because I wanted it so bad when I saw it. And even though it was disappointing when I got it, I can't bring myself to get rid of it. But these shadows, they are so powdery, and then they blend away with a brush to almost nothing. The shimmers aren't that impressive either, and so this has just been sitting around here taking up room, gathering dust. And even though it's just barely been touched, I think I may have used it maybe 3 times, swatched it a couple of times. I'm not going to use it again, so this one's getting decluttered, and I'm getting rid of this one. This one I literally forgot about. This is the BH Studio Pro Ultimate Neutrals Shadow Palette. And it's got this, you know, plastic case with it. Let's see if I can even get it open. I forgot about it and I forgot how it works. Again, I guess I saved this because it's got all the shade names on it. But this is all neutrals. And wow, they're awfully creamy and nice. Wow. Okay, I can't keep every palette I come across just because it's creamy and nice. I've got too many. I've got to clean them out so I can use the ones that I actually adore. So this is a really good palette, and this will be nice for somebody, maybe a makeup artist, like my daughter, or, you know, somebody else who likes neutrals. So as nice as this one is, I am going to declutter this one as well. Got another one from BH Studios. This is the Zodiac Love Signs palette. And I've never used this palette. I got a really good deal on this. I don't remember from where, but I bought it because it was a really great deal, and the shadows are really pretty and they're really gorgeous. I've never touched it, and so because of that, and I've had it for quite some time, and I've got lots of other colors like this and other palettes that I know I'm going to use, even though this one is, you know, brand spanking new, so to speak. I'm not going to keep this one. Got a Morphe palette, the 35G Bronze Goals. I don't like this palette. You can tell I've used it, but just looking at it, I don't like it. This, I don't know, it's just something about this depresses me. I don't like it, so I'm not going to keep it. This is from HipDot, and this is their Cenote palette. I love this palette. I love the colors. I love the formula. I really love everything about it. And every time I use it, I'm reminded of how great a palette this is. But since it has gotten lost in the shuffle with all these palettes, I forget about it. So I am going to keep it, and maybe it can come forth and shine now. And I will use it a whole lot more. It's a really good eyeshadow palette. Two palettes from Morphe. These are both the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palettes. I've got volume 1 and volume 2. Now volume 1, this one is fairly new. I had used my other one up to the point that so many of them were just about gone. And so I bought another one, and I love this palette so much, and it is so easy to get so many looks out of it. So definitely keeping volume 1. Volume 2, I haven't used as much, but I like it just as well. I love all these bright, vibrant pigments in this palette. And even though it's a great big huge palette and it does take up some room, I can't bring myself to get rid of it. I love both of these, and so I'm keeping both Jaclyn Hill Volume 1 and Volume 2. They're staying right here. Next is my Textured Neutrals Volume 1 from Tati Beauty. And yeah, y'all know I am keeping this palette. I love it. I use it. I do use it, but every time I do, it kind of breaks my heart a little bit, because I know that when it's gone, because there's not going to be any more. There will never be a Volume 2 or any more Tati Beauty products. So I'm keeping it, and I will use it, but I do use it sparingly because I don't want it to be gone. I really do love this palette, and no, not decluttering this one. This next one is a palette from Nabla. It's called Dreamy, and I may have used it twice. I'm not impressed with it, didn't care that much for it. Even though the colors, you know, the reason I bought it is the colors are right up my alley, but I don't know, I never reached for it, and there was a reason for that. So I am going to pass this on or throw it away, but whatever I do with it, I'm not keeping it. Okay, I really don't even have to open this one up to know I'm not keeping it. This is the Revolution Pro. This is their Ultra eyeshadows. And this one is called Mermaids Forever. I've used this twice, and both times I used it, it was the most horrible experience with an eyeshadow palette I have ever had in my life. I'm trying to move the mirror, but it blocks the light, so I don't, there we go. These were horrible. The formulation of these, they are powdery, they blend away to nothing, they don't last. The color in the pan is not even close to what you get on your eyes, so I am not going to keep this one from Revolution Pro. Bye-bye. This one is from Line Crime. It is the Venus XL2. And when I bought this palette, I was so excited because of the colors. These are something that they just call to me. And I thought, this is going to be absolutely perfect. These eyeshadows are not good. They're powdery. They don't blend. They don't look good on the eyes. There was just really nothing good, and it was a mistake to buy this. A very expensive mistake, I might add. So I never use it. I never will, because unfortunately the eyeshadows in it, they're just not good eyeshadows. So I am decluttering this one as well. Another palette from BH Cosmetics. This is their Weekend Festival. And although I really love these colors, I don't reach for this palette. I've, again, got these colors in a lot of other palettes. I don't ever use this, so there's no reason to keep it around. So this one is also getting decluttered. We have a Jeffree Star palette. This is the cremated palette. I have not had this very long. I got it for like almost next to nothing, but I don't buy Jeffree Star anymore, but I do love all these cool neutrals in this palette. And even though I have a lot of other neutral palettes, there are a lot of colors in this one that I don't have anywhere else. Ones that are pretty unique. So I am going to keep the cremated palette and play around with it and see if it's worth keeping in my collection. Found a couple of palettes from Lorac. Got Mega 2 and Mega 3 Pro palettes, and I've used this a couple of times. For some reason I didn't care for it, so I'm not going to keep it. And then for the Mega Pro Volume 3, this just does not inspire me to do anything with it. I don't even think I've ever used this one. So I am going to pass both of these palettes on. And from the Do You Never Throw Anything Away? No, I don't. We have Too Faced Boudoir Eyes. This is back when their eyeshadows came in these little tins. Yeah, I've had it that long. Look at this. I've even got the little thing still in here. This is incredibly, incredibly old. And I used it a little bit when I first got it, but this thing is so ancient. It just, Lord, this can't be safe anymore for anybody to use. So yeah, this one is going bye-bye. A couple of very old Kylie palettes. This is the purple palette. Don't think I ever used it. Don't think I ever will. And this is, my gosh, the Holiday 2016 palette. Seriously, you guys. 26, nope. Nope. I probably bought these at the same time and decluttering them both at the same time. Now we're probably going to be getting into a lot more keeps. Like this one is my brand new Aurora Struck palette from ColourPop. I love this. I have been using it so much since I bought it. It's quickly become one of my very favorite palettes, and yeah, I'm keeping this one. This one is my favorite palette. This is Stone Cold Fox from ColourPop, and as you can tell, I use this a lot. I've been using it a lot for a long time, still haven't hit pan, getting close on Dreamful, but I love it. It's my everyday go-to palette, so Stone Cold Fox is staying put. Next, I've got my Smokin' Roses palette from ColourPop. I haven't used this as much, but I really like it. I love these 30 pan palettes from ColourPop. I don't know. I can just get so many looks out of them, and I love them. And since I'm getting rid of so many other ones, I'll be able to see this one a lot better and actually use it. So Smokin' Roses is staying put. Okay, future editing Julie. Right here my camera decided to do some really weird things and go in and out of focus. Luckily it doesn't last very long, so just hang in there, and if there's some focus problems, it's just because this thing decided to grow a mind of its own. It straightens itself out and we don't have that problem anymore, but I just wanted to warn you that that is coming up. My next ColourPop palette is Gone Matte, and well, you know what? This is all matte. There's no shimmers. But the thing is, my other palettes, I can use the mattes to create a look and either use the shimmers or not. So, and you can tell just by looking at this palette, I have not used it very often. So I'm going to surprise myself here. I am going to pass Gone Matte alone. I'm not going to keep this one, so this one goes into Declutter pile. This is my Petals on Point from ColourPop, and I adore this palette. This one, along with Stone Cold Fox, stays on my makeup table. Those are the two that I go to pretty much for everyday eye looks, unless, you know, if I'm going to do something, you know, completely different, I'll find another one. But these two live on my makeup table where I can get to them, and I love it. So I'm keeping Petals on Point. Okay, got a whole bunch of ColourPops to go through here. Oh, these are all upside down. All right, this one, Smoke Show. It's not called Smoke Show anymore. I can't remember what the name is now. I think they had to change it. I don't know why. Maybe a copyright issue. Not sure. But you know, I am going to go ahead and hang on to this one. I've got a lot of other things with grays and blacks, but these kind of seem to be unique. And I haven't been able to exactly match them with anything else that I have. So I am going to hang on to this one. Next, we've got Lucky Penny, and yeah, haven't used it very often. And I really do like this palette. I don't do a lot of warm looks because I'm just not a big fan of warm, but I do like this palette. And since I got rid of the Morphe Bronze, you know, I think I'm going to go ahead and hang on to Lucky Penny and keep it. Next, we've got In a Trance. Oh, the colors are so pretty. They're just right up my alley, but I don't use it. I need another category. I'm going to hang on to this and see if I'm going to use it before I get rid of it. And I think that's where I am going to put In a Trance. I'm going to use it a couple more times and see if I want to keep it. So, new category, first palette. This is Aura and Out. And there we go. This one, you know, I don't see myself using this one, so no. I'm not going to keep this one. This one, you know, I'm going to declutter. And I guess I got this at the same time. This is called Miss Bliss. Oh, and I do like this. Oh, this is pretty. Okay, I'm going to keep it. Blue Moon. Oh, that's very blue. Do I want to keep this one? Sure is pretty. Wow, and I don't have a lot of blue palettes, so okay, I'm going to hang on to Blue Moon for a while, and we'll see. We've got Just Lucky, which is the green one. And you know what? I don't think I'm going to keep this one. Oh, shoot, I don't know. No, I'm going to add this to the use it some more and see what I think before I get rid of it. So this one's going over here. This is one called Baroque. Never have touched it. Boy, it's pretty though. I like it. I like those looks that it's got. So we're going to put it in the use before we lose. This is Grandeur. And while it is pretty, I don't think it's as pretty as Baroque. These aren't my preferred shades as much as Baroque, so I'm going to declutter Grandeur. This is High Tide. Haven't had it very long, and I don't even think I've ever used it, so I need to, so I'm going to keep it. And this is of Quartz, which doesn't want to open. And I do like these. I have used this often. This is a nice palette, so I'm hanging on to this one as well. Another ColourPop palette, Garden Variety. And while this one is really pretty, I like the colors, I don't use it. I haven't used it. I've got these colors in other palettes, so I think I'm going to declutter garden variety and pass this on to somebody else. Oh, I found one more ColourPop palette. This is the collaboration that Raw Beauty Christy did with ColourPop. This is at First Sight. My daughter, Shelly, passed this on to me. I have only used it once, and you know, I liked it when I used it, so I think I'm going to keep at First Sight and use it some more. Alright, next I've got the Neutral Matte eyeshadow palette from Viseart, and I've used this exactly one time. I did an eyeshadow roulette video on TikTok. The look I did was okay, but it was not my favorite. These just aren't my colors. Pretty palette, beautiful formula. Viseart's got great eyeshadows, but this one's just not for me, so I'm going to pass this one on. This is Bare Minerals, one of their Gen Nude palettes. This is called Rose, okay? Rose, you think pinks, right? These are just like neutral browns. They've got a little bit of a rosy hue. They're okay. I've got so many other eyeshadow palettes with these exact same colors in them, and so I'm going to be passing this one on as well and not keeping it. This is from By Terry. It's one of their, what do they call them? VIP Expert, Terribly Paris, and this is Paris by Night. And I do like this palette. I really have to be in, you know, the correct frame of mind to use this one, but I do like it. Paid a lot of money for it too, so I'm going to hang on to this one. Got another Raw Beauty Christy collab. This one was with Pure, and this is her double-sided palette. These are the more neutral tones, which I don't even think I have dipped into yet, but they're very, very pretty. But then you flip it over and you've got all these bright ones. Now, this one has pan. That doesn't mean I used it. It means it came broken. And since this was a limited edition run and you couldn't get it, I just had to live with it. So I'm going to hang on to this one. I haven't used it enough to really make a good decision on it, but I am going to keep it because I remember the few times that I've dipped into the bright side. I really like the formula of these. This palette is from Zoeva and it is called The Basic Moment. This is so basic. This is the most uninspiring eyeshadow palette. I look at this and I just snore. The formula is pretty. It works well. I can't get fired up over this palette, so I am passing this one on. This palette is from, gosh, I don't know how to say that. Is that Illamasqua? I don't hear anybody talking about this brand. I kept it thing because of the names on it again. I don't think I've ever tried it. I don't think I've ever dipped into this eyeshadow palette, so I'm going to put this in the need to try it before I make a decision on it category and give this one a shot because the colors are really pretty in this. This one is from Laura Geller, and this is the Parisian Nudes, and these are so pretty. Oh wow. Look at those. I've never used them. I think I may have dipped into this one. It's a little discolored, kind of a duochrome. So yeah, I'm going to keep this one. I'm hanging on to her. This next one is from Kevyn Aucoin, and it's a face and eye palette. This is Jewel Pop. I don't know that I will ever use the contour or the blush. And I do like the eyeshadow palettes. I did use that one time, and I got a look that I really enjoyed. Yeah, I'm going to hang on to Kevyn Aucoin as well. And I have 3 of the Norvina Mini Pro Pigment palettes. This is Volume 1, which is some really, really bright, interesting colors. Then I have Volume 2, which is more brights, but a lot of greens. Got some orange and coral in there. And then Volume 3, that doesn't want to open because I have it upside down. Really pretty. And you know what? I am going to hang on to all 3 of these. I don't use them a lot, but there are times when I haven't been able to find a color that I'm really looking for a look. 9 times out of 10, I will find that color in one of these 3 palettes. So they're small, they don't take up a lot of room, so I'm going to be hanging on to all 3 of these. Now we get into some eyeshadow palettes from Juvia's Place. This is the Magic. And you know what? I don't think I'm ever going to use that. These are just really not my colors, so I'm going to pass this one on. This is my Garden of Juvia's palette, and I love this. I use it quite often, and you can't even tell because the shadows are just so good. But I do use this. This is one of the ones I took with me to Memphis. So I am hanging on to Garden of Juvia. I've got some more from Juvia's Place. This is the Nubian 2. And while these are gorgeous, these are not my colors. I can't think of anywhere I would be able to start with this palette, so I'm going to pass this one on. This is, oh, I can't even see what this one is. Ah, the Masquerade Mini. This is a mini. Okie doke. Oh. Wow, a lot of eyeshadows in there, but you know, I've got these in other palettes, so I'm going to pass this one on as well. This is the Magic by Juvia's. And again, I'm not inspired by this palette, so passing it on. The Decay by Juvia's. I do like this one. You knew that was coming, didn't you? But I like this one, so I'm going to keep this one. It made the cut. The Saharan by Juvia's. Again, I'm not inspired to pick this up and do a look with it, so I'm going to pass this one on. This is the Nubian. Again, nope, I'm not, sorry, I just don't feel inspired to do anything with this, so I'm not going to keep it. Another one that says the Magic. Very bright colors. I've got these in the Norvina palettes. Huh. You see what I mean about not knowing what I have? I didn't know that these were in here because I've been reaching for the Norvina. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this on since I am keeping the Norvina palettes. And lastly, these 4 from Juvia's Place. This is the Violets, and I know I'm keeping this. These are beautiful, cool-toned, blue-based violets. So many violets are red-based, and they just don't look good on me, but these blue-based violets in the Violets palette do, so I'm keeping this one. Next we have the Nudes. Whew. I think this needs to go into I need to play with it more before I make a final decision on it, so I'm going to hang on to that for just a bit. The Chocolates. And while these are gorgeous, they're all just a little bit too dark for me, so I am going to pass this palette on. And then the Berries. And I do like these. These are really pretty. So I'm going to hang on to the Berries and their little thing that doesn't want to let me shut the box. Oh, I've got another palette here from Zoeva. This is Screen Queen. And I don't think I've ever used this palette. I look at this and I am not inspired to put these eyeshadows on. I don't know what it is. They're just, I don't know, too muted, too different from each other. I'm going to pass this one on and not keep it. Next, from Huda Beauty, we've got Mercury Retrograde, and I can tell you without even, looking too hard at it, I am keeping this. I love this eyeshadow palette. Every look I get out of this, I just find absolutely stunning. I love it. So yeah, I am definitely keeping Mercury Retrograde. Want a blast from the past? Look at this Milani Everyday Eyes. This is Plum Basics. I've even still got the brush in here. This is just ancient. Oh, feels ancient too. So yeah, I'm just going to throw this one away. This is, no, not worth keeping. And some more incredibly old palette. All of these are from BH Cosmetics. They're the Glam Reflection. This one is called L'Amour. They're so old. They still feel good though. Oh, look at that. Oh, look how pretty. Shoot, shouldn't swatch. Hang on. And then I've got Rosé. Why are the Rosé ones? Why are they always brown? I've got enough nude palettes, so I'm going to pass this one on. This is Smoke. And no, I'm not going to keep this one. Probably just throw them away. I say pass them on, but they're old. And Gilded, which, wonder what shade this is. Look, doesn't show up very well, does it? No, I'm not going to keep that. And you know what? They're old, so I'm not going to keep this one either. So all four of those are getting decluttered. Okay, this one's kind of new. It's the last one I bought from Urban Decay. This is Naked Cyber, and I don't know that I have ever used this palette. It's really pretty though, and I do want to use it, so I'm going to hang on to this one. Next is Naked 3 and a Naked 3 backup. This is a backup that I just recently opened because my other Naked 3 I had used so much. And see, I've recently opened it. I've already hit pan, but I love Naked 3. This is one of my very favorite Naked palettes from Urban Decay. So yeah, you bet I'm keeping this, and of course I'm keeping the backup as well. Same thing with Naked Smoky. This is one backup. I think I have two other ones. I bought a lot when I heard they were discontinuing this palette because I love it. This is gorgeous. It's beautiful. You can do just about everything with it. It's a shame they discontinued it. It was one of the best ones, so I am keeping the Naked Smokies. And Naked Cherry. You know what? I don't think I've ever used this one either. It is in pristine condition. I'm never going to use this one. I don't know why I'm keeping it, so you know what? I'm not gonna. This one is going to go into the declutter pile to probably be passed along to somebody else. Naked Reloaded. I didn't pay a lot for this one. I haven't used it very much either. I think I'm going to put this one in the use it and see what I think before I make a final decision on it, because I really haven't given it much of a shot, so I think I'll put it into the maybe pile. Naked Ultraviolet. Everybody hated this but me. I love the palette. I think it is gorgeous. Look at these colors. Look at the... This is right up my alley, so no, I am not getting rid of this. I love it, and I don't care who all hates it. It's one of my favorites. Urban Decay's Wild West, Naked Wild West. I think I have only used this palette once, but the look that I got out of it, I really, really enjoyed. So I'm going to keep this palette, and now that I'm getting rid of some other ones, maybe I will see this one and use it more often because it's a really pretty palette. Blast from the Past. Back Talk from Urban Decay. These are the face palettes. Got some blushes in there. The mirror that came out, and then these were the eyeshadows. This is really old, but oh wow, the colors are still really vibrant and look pretty. Oh shoot, I don't know. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give it another chance and use it and see. I may decide to declutter it later, but you know, for right now, I'm gonna keep it. Urban Decay Born to Run. I'm going to already tell you I'm getting rid of this one. I don't know what it was about this palette. I never liked it. I never used it. I don't know why I got it. It just, I didn't like it. So I'm not going to keep Born to Run. Naked 2. This was never one of my favorite Naked palettes. I don't know why, but I never used it, never cared that much for it. And I have this, which is the Urban Decay Naked 2 Basics, which You know, if I want a quick nude palette, especially one that's easy to travel with, I would take this one. So I'm going to keep the small one and I'm going to get rid of the big one. Here's a blast from the past, Urban Decay Distortion. Look at that. All of these are shimmers and toppers and I love them and they work beautifully, and I am definitely keeping this. I don't care how old it is, it still works great. So this one is staying. Here's another one I'm going to hang on to. This is the Ultimate Basics, Naked Ultimate Basics. And this is old, but the shadows are still really good. I still use them, so I'm keeping this one as well. Okay, future editing, Julie. I don't know what happened to the footage, but I kept Naked Honey and I decluttered Naked Heat. I've lost the footage. I've lost the palettes. I can't find them. Naked Heat I don't care about. I really hope I find Naked Honey, but that's weird. But anyway, that's what happened to those two. Gremlins. Got a Violet Voss palette. This is Essentials 2. And I don't know why these would be considered essentials. Maybe a couple, these two down here maybe, but the rest of them, not so much. I have those colors in other palettes, so I don't even think I've ever touched this. So I'm going to pass this on to somebody else. Got another Violet Voss palette. This is Sweet Violet. And while these are really pretty, these are the red-based purples that I mentioned a while ago. They're not blue-based and cool. These are warmer purples. And I don't like them as much as I do the cool ones. And while this is a really good palette, I'm not going to use it. The undertones of these shades just don't do well for me. So I'm going to pass this on to somebody else. My gosh, these are ancient. These are from Smashbox. This is the Cover Shot Ablaze and the Cover Shot Sultry. I mean, they're old and I'm not going to keep them, but there's that one. And here is Ablaze. And you can tell I did use them at one time, but they're incredibly old and I'm just going to throw these away. I've got another Too Faced palette. This is Chocolate Chip. I can't get it open. Maybe I'm not supposed to keep it because I can't get it open. Crap, hang on. Okay, finally got it open, and pretty palette, pretty colors. I wonder if it still smells like chocolate. Hang on. It does not, which tells me it is really too old to be hanging on to anymore. Yeah, they're kind of powdery, so unfortunately, even though it's pretty, I'm not going to keep this one. Another Too Faced palette. This is Chocolate Bonbons. And I don't think I've ever even touched this one either. I wonder if this smells like chocolate. Hang on. Well, it smells like something. I wouldn't say it smells like chocolate. They feel very powdery, but wow, look at the pigment in that. Okay, this is going to have to go into the try it before I make a decision on it because I don't know. Let's look at it again. You know what? I'm not going to use it, so nope, that's it. I'm decluttering this one. Oh, this is old. This is one of the first things Fenty Beauty ever came out with. Doesn't even have a name on the back, but it is this eyeshadow palette that was all shimmers. And they don't even look right anymore because they're so old. My gosh, they don't even... Wow, that's pretty, isn't it? Nope, 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 not going to do it. It is so old. It doesn't need to be used by anybody for their own health. Kind of a collector's item, but I'm going to declutter this one. Huda Beauty Nude. This one's old. And you know what? I've got a dupe that is just as good, if not better, than this one. So I'm going to pass that along. And the Huda Beauty Rose Gold. I'm never going to use it. I'm going to pass that along. Somehow I've ended up with two of the Kat Von D Shade and Light palettes. Good grief. They're old, both of them. So, oh, they smell weird, even just opening them. Nope, going to get rid of these. The Natasha Denona Lila, or however it is supposed to be said. Don't want to open. This palette just never really called to me. I don't know why I spent so much money on it, but I am not going to keep this one. I'm going to pass this on. And same thing with the Natasha Denona Sunset palette. Nope, I'm not going to keep it. I'm passing that on. And the Star palette. Yep, the Star palette. You know what? It had its day and I used it a lot, but I'm not going to keep this one. I'm surprising myself. I really thought I would, but no, I'm decluttering that one. Got some Pat McGraths. This is my newest one. I just bought this one. This is the Celestial. Oh, hang on. I've got to put my glasses on. I can't even read it. The Celestial Nirvana eyeshadow palette in Nude Allure. Like I said, I just got this. I don't even know how to open it. But it's beautiful. Haven't even tried it yet. So yes, I'm keeping this one. And who am I kidding? I am keeping all my Mothership palettes as well. We've got Subversion, Sublime, Subliminal. I'm not even going to open them because it's too much trouble taking them out of the package, but I'm keeping Pat. And I've got two Norvina palettes from Anastasia. This one is my newest one, which I have used and I still love and I'm keeping. And you know what? I'm also going to keep this. And the reason I have two is because when I ordered it, this one came shattered. You can see some of the ones that are shattered. And so Urban Decay sent me a new one, but there's still enough in this I can still use. So I am keeping Norvina, but I'm not keeping these. I am not going to keep my Subculture palette, which I haven't used very much. I'm not going to keep my Modern Renaissance. Just, I don't like that one. And I'm not keeping Soft Glam. They're just, I don't know. I've had them for a long time. Never used them. Although I do like Subculture. Nope, I'm not keeping them. I am decluttering all three of these. Same thing for the Sultry palette. I've got a dupe that is better than this one quality-wise, so that one's going. Anastasia Riviera palette. I don't think I've even touched this one since I bought it. This is a really pretty palette. You know what? I think I'm going to hang on to this one. I'm going to keep this one, and I'm going to use this. So I'm going to hang on to Riviera. And I've got some that they haven't made in a long time. This is the Master palette from Anastasia and Mario. Look at that. But you know what? I'm never going to use it. Looks a lot like Subculture, doesn't it? I'm passing that on if anybody wants it. I've got the Anastasia Prism. It looks like the other palettes. I'm not going to keep it. And what is this one? This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Self-Made palette, which, oh, is pretty. Okay, I'm going to keep this one. They don't make this one. They haven't made this one for a long time. So I'm going to keep it. All right, moving on from Anastasia to Jaclyn Hill. These are her Vault palettes with Morphe. This one is Dark Magic, which is beautiful. This one is Ring the Alarm, which is all warms. We have Armed and Gorgeous, which is a lot of oranges and olivey greens. And then Bling Boss. Okay, I'm going to keep, you know, if I keep one, I really need to keep them all, right? Okay, this is stupid. I'm keeping Bling Boss. I am not going to keep Armed and Dangerous. These are not my shades. So those are going. I am not going to keep Ring the Alarm. These aren't my shades. And for Dark Magic, yeah, I think I'll hang on to that. So I'm keeping those two and getting rid of the other two. Okay, next I've got three palettes that are brand new, never been opened. These are all from Catrice. And this is the Hot Mocha, the Electric Rose, and the Pure Nude. And I heard Tati Westbrook talking about these Catrice palettes, so I got them, and I got them to try for you. I haven't done it yet, so of course I will be keeping these. Another newer palette is this one from Joa. This is the Color Haul, and this palette is called First Dance, and this was in my May Faves and Fails. I do love this palette. It's just beautiful in every way. The quality, the pigment, the blendability, the colors, it's gorgeous. So I'm going to be keeping this one. Next we have all my Super Shock shadows from ColourPop. I love these shadows. I love what they do for my eye looks. And so I am definitely keeping every single one of these. These 5 palettes from Essence, I really, really enjoy these. However, I don't know that I use them so much. This one is Ice Ice Baby. Gosh, I don't know. I don't even remember. Did I keep my blue ColourPop? I don't remember. Shoot. I'm having to record this on a different day because my camera kept overheating and going off. But I don't know that I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to put this one aside. This one is Dancing Green. And I did keep the ColourPop Lucky Green. And I think I like the ColourPop one better than this one, so I'm going to pass this one on. This Coral Me Maybe, I do like this. I like this palette. I like the looks that I've got from it, so I'm going to be keeping this one. This one is called Taupe It Up. I've got so many neutral taupe eyeshadow palettes, and even though this one's pretty and is really good, I'm going to pass this one on to somebody else. And this one is Bronzed This Way. And I had a breakage. Yeah, dropped it and it broke. I never really used this much. And I think that I'm also going to pass this one on. Okay, let's take a look at some e.l.f. eyeshadow palettes. This one is Earth and Ocean. And I loved it when I bought it, and I haven't used it that much. I like all the colors in it, and so every time I've used it, I have loved it. So I'm going to hang on to this one. And the next of my big e.l.f. eyeshadow palettes is the new Classics. I love this. This was my favorite go-to palette for a long time. I just haven't used it in a while, and hopefully now that I'm getting rid of some of the ones that I don't use, I'll be able to see this one and use it more often. But I do like it, and I'm going to keep this one. A couple more e.l.f. eyeshadow palettes. These are really good. This is, oh, what is this one called? Nude Mood. Okay. And it is. It's all nude colors, but I have so many of these colors in different palettes. And so I think I'm going to pass this one on. And this is Everyday Smoky. And although it's a beautiful palette, I am keeping my Urban Decay Smoky palettes, Naked Smokies. So I really don't need this one. So I'm going to pass this one on as well. Next we have some Marc Jacob palettes. Marc Jacob's Beauty is coming back, by the way. They did away with it and now all of a sudden it's coming back. So I don't know what they're up to. But this is Stiletto. They don't make this anymore. This was a Christmas gift to me from my daughter. And I love this palette. It was at one time my favorite, absolute favorite palette. And I still love it. I love all the looks I get from it. So I'm keeping Stiletto. This is Cherrific or Cherrific. I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced. Very nice palette. I enjoy this palette. I think since I did declutter my Naked Cherry, I think I'm going to keep this one because this is a really good palette. So I'm going to hang on to this. Then I've got 4 little small trios of Marc Jacobs eyeshadow palettes. This one is called The Glam, and it's just, you know, little nude colors. This one is called The Rebel, and it's living up to its name because it doesn't want to open. Hang on. Okay, got it open. It's got these 3 colors. Next, I've got the Punk. We'll see. You can see that I haven't used these. Oh gosh, that's pretty. Wow, I like that. And then the last one of these little trios is called the Shoe Gazer. Okay, go on then. I think out of these, the only one I'm going to keep is the Punk with the purples. I'm going to keep that one. And I think I'm going to pass these three on because I'm never going to use these. So yeah, I'm passing these on. Next, I've got the Huda Beauty Obsessions palettes. These are pretty old. We've got, of course, Sapphire Obsessions, Topaz, Emerald, Amethyst, and Ruby. I know for sure I'm not keeping Ruby, so that one's gone. Amethyst, I don't know, hang on. Emerald, probably not. Topaz, no, I'm not going to keep Topaz either. Sapphire, shoot. I may keep these three. I'll come back to these. I don't know. Maybe. These are maybes. Now it's time for all my Wet n Wild palettes. Oh my god, I have so many. Let's start with this one. This is Brulee, and I used to use it, you know, as an all over, but I don't need it. I have so many others, so I'm going to pass that one on. Gosh, this is old. This is Walking on Eggshells. I don't know about this. I may hang on to this. This is kind of a maybe for right now. These are old. This is Petal Pusher. And this one is Comfort Zone. And this one is ridiculously old. I think it was a Comfort Zone. This is getting thrown away. So, let's see what else I've got with these. The 10-pan palettes. Let me move these fives out of the way for you. I've got these 4 10-pan palettes. Call Me Sunshine, I'm definitely keeping this one. I really love it. However, I kind of wanted to put my 5 pans up against it and see if there's any overlap. This one is called Sundays. Huh. Oh, Walking on Eggshells. I've got, this one has 3, this one has 5. Are they the same? I believe they are. So I'm going to get rid of this one and keep this one. This is Camouflage. Looks a lot like that one. This is My Lucky Charm. And this is Petalette. This one seems to be pretty unique, so I'm going to keep that. My Lucky Charm seems to have a lot of the same colors as this one, which is called Lights Off. So I think I'm going to pass this one on. This one has a lot of the same colors. This one is Camouflage, and this is Nude Awakening, and they seem to be pretty similar, so I'm going to pass that one on. And Sundays and Call Me Sunshine. These are very similar, so I'm going to pass this one on. And then I'll keep all 10, or all 4 of the 10 palettes. So 10-pan palettes, so keeping all of these. Oh, and as far as these go, I'm going to hang on to these for right now. I think I'm going to hang on to these for a bit because I don't think I have these colors in any other, so hanging on to those. This is from Believe Beauty, and this is the Glimmer Pots Gel to Powder Eyeshadow, and the color is Pink Quartz. I really haven't used this one enough to know whether or not I like it, so it's small, so I'm going to hang on to this one. Next we have a whole bunch of e.l.f. little, what do they call these, bite-sized palettes. Oh my, this one is Truffles. This one is Cream and Sugar. These are so similar. What's this one? I Love You, a Latte. Boy, this one's almost this one. I think I'm going to pass this one on. This one is called Orange Dreamsicle, which I never thought I'd like, but when I used it, I really liked it, so I'm going to keep that one. This one is Rosewater, I know right off the bat, so I'm going to keep this one. These two mint ones, we got chocolate mint and whatever this one is, I can't see it. I never use these, they just, nope, so I'm going to pass these two on. And these are two of the new Good Vibes Only. I like the look I got from this one. I don't think I have tried this one yet. So I think I'm going to keep both of these. These two, you know what? I think I'm going to pass both of these on. I have these with Wet n Wild and lots of others. So I think I'm just going to pass these two on. Now I've got a bunch of my dupe palettes. Most of these are from, all of these I guess are from Alter Ego and C Color. I know C Color recently ceased business. They're not in business anymore. But this is from Alter Ego, and this one is called Luster. And this is a dupe for one of the Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes. This is a really beautiful palette, so I'm going to be hanging on to this. Next is Artemis from Alter Ego. And this is a dupe for one of the Natasha Denona palettes. Again, love this, and I'm going to hang on to this. I'll probably be hanging on to all my Alter Ego, just going to give you a heads up, because the quality of the Alter Ego eyeshadow palettes are just absolutely wonderful, and I really enjoy using them. So, but yeah, Artemis is sticking around. This is Daydream, and this is a dupe for the Huda Beauty Nude, which I just decluttered, because I think this is a better palette as far as quality and blendability. So I am going to be keeping Daydream. This is the Harmony palette, dupe for Natasha Denona palette. Keeping it. Shadow Kiss. I really, really like this palette, so I am keeping it. This is Goddess. I really love it. Again, keeping it. Told you I'd be keeping most, if not all, of my Alter Ego palettes. This one is called Canyon. If I'm going to get rid of anyone, it would be this one. I'm going to put this aside because I'm not sure. This is Aurora. I don't know if I'll keep this one or not either. Alright, I'm surprising myself. This is Blooms. Love this gorgeous palette. Keeping these two. This is Canyon. This is Aurora. My dog just opened the door and came in the room. You know what? I'm going to pass that one on. And I think I'm going to pass that one on. Kind of surprising myself, but I'm decluttering these two. Next, my palettes from C Color. This is Feverish, and this is a dupe for the Sultry palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills that I just decluttered. And you know what? I don't know that I'll even keep... Oh yeah, well. Okay. Hanging on to Feverish for a while longer. This next one is Glamour, and you can tell I haven't even touched it yet. I don't know. This is a maybe. Dusk to Dawn. Huge palette. I don't think I've ever used it. Dang. I really like it though. Nope. You know what? I've got these colors elsewhere, so I'm going to pass this one on. This is Diamond. And these are mostly shimmers. There are a few... No, as a matter of fact, they're all shimmers. And I've got so many shimmers in so many other palettes, so I'm going to pass this one on as well. Okay, the Savannah palette. Oh, this is a dupe for Natasha Denona Biba. It's a really good dupe. The quality is really good in this. So I'm going to hang on to Savannah. Golden. Another dupe for a Natasha Denona palette. You know what? Let me check something. Okay, this is the Goddess palette from Alter Ego that I'm keeping. And this is Savannah. No, they're not really the same, are well, yeah, they are. You know what? These are pretty much the same thing. So I'm going to keep the Alter Ego, and I am going to pass the C Color Golden palette on. This one from C Color is called Blue Sky, and it is blue. I think this is supposed to be a dupe for that blue Jeffree Star palette that came out several years ago. This is a really pretty palette. I don't have a lot of these blues in other palettes that I have, so I'm going to hang on to Blue Sky and keep it. And the last C Color palette I have is Purple Rain. Pretty palette. This is a dupe for another Jeffree Star palette, which I now own because my daughter gave it to me, so I don't need both, so I'm going to pass this one along. Okay, I totally lied. That was not my last C Color palette. These are my last C Color palettes. These are dupes for the Huda Beauty Obsessions that I showed you. I kept 3 of those. These are the C Color dupes. I think this is the dupe for the Amethyst palette. But no, it's not the same. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm going to keep this one. I like it. This is a dupe for Topaz. I'm not keeping it. Oh, wow. I don't need all those bright colors. I've got them in so many other palettes, so I'm going to pass that along. This one, mostly nudes. There's no light shade, so I can't do a whole look with this. I'm going to pass that on. This is very pretty, but I have these colors in so many other palettes, so I'm passing that one on. And this one, no, I'm going to pass this one on too. Oh, 3 big palettes. These are all Jeffree Star. This is, let me move this out of the way. This is the Conspiracy palette, and my daughter gave me this. I do like this palette. I think it's very pretty. I just haven't used it very much because it's been put back. Also, Blood Sugar. Again, my daughter gave me this. I like these colors as well. Kind of try to zoom this out just a bit. There we go. And again, these have been put to the side because I didn't really have room for them because of the other ones. And this one, I can't remember the name of it, but I do love this one especially. The formulation of these palettes is just, they are just beautiful. They are buttery, they are pigmented, so I'm gonna keep these. So okay, they're keeping all the Jeffree Stars. And we're just going to get into some little random palettes. This one is from Almay, and it's called The World is My Oyster or something like that. I was going to do a full face of Almay. It's hard to find a full face of Almay, and for what they are overpriced. So I just really didn't go too much further with the Almay. But look at this palette. I'm going to swatch all 4 of the shades in this quad. Look at them. They are all the exact same thing. And they are so powdery and so not good. So, no. Unless Almay does some major reworking, that I'm passing this on. This is just not worth even having. This is from Physicians Formula. This is the Butter Believe It palette. I don't even remember getting this palette, so This is one I need to try before I make a final decision on, so it's going to go into the pile. These are a couple of palettes from BH Cosmetics. I don't even remember where I got them. I think I got them as freebies, but I've never used them. They're pretty, but I don't need them, so I'm going to pass these along. This is Pacifica. It's Beach Crystals. I've had this for a while. It looks like I've actually used it. I don't remember, but it's really pretty. And are the shadows creamy and good? Yeah, these are pretty good shadows. I'm going to hang on to this one at least for a while longer and make a decision later on it. But yeah, I think I'm going to hang on to this one. This is a Wet n Wild Color Icon eyeshadow quad. Look at those dark colors. This is called House of Thorns. It was a limited edition. It's never been opened. And you know what? I'm not even going to open it now because I'm never going to wear these colors ever. So I'm going to pass this along to somebody else. This is a baked eyeshadow from INT or INT. I don't know what they want to call it. And this is called Golden Bronze. I've had it for quite some time. And wow, it is, got that all over my white fur rug. I don't know. It's pretty, but you know what? I don't need another bronze eyeshadow, so I'm going to pass this along to someone. And then I have this one, which is called Divine Purple, and as you can tell, it is all broken to pieces, so I'm not even going to mess with it. I'm just going to toss this one. I've got two from NARS. These are old. This is St. Paul de Venice. And I don't think I can even get them open now. There's that one, and then this one is called Mediterranean. Neither one of them is my color. I don't want these. I'm going to declutter these two palettes. And a couple of the eye enhancers from CoverGirl. Over on TikTok, I did my high school makeup, and I used this palette, which is Shimmering Sands, and remembered how good this palette is. So I'm going to hang on to this. And this one is First Impression, and I like it too. So I'm going to hang on to these. I think this is the only CoverGirl eyeshadows I have, but these are really good, so I'm going to keep these. Two eyeshadows from Maybelline. They're both the same shade. They're both Dusty Rose. Both of them broke, you can tell, and I had to pat them both together. This is such a pretty color, so I think I'm going to keep one and get rid of the other one since I have two and don't need two. So this one made the cut. I'm going to keep it. Some Natasha Denona minis. I have first Lila or Lila. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it. I've heard it both ways. And this is the mini Zendo. I love mini Zendo, so I know for sure I'm going to keep this palette. I love the looks I get with this. As far as Lila, you know, I got rid of my big palette, so I think I will go ahead and keep the mini just in case I ever want to use these colors. It's not that big, doesn't take up that much room, so these two I am keeping. I have three LA Girl Dream Glitter eyeshadow toppers. I don't remember using them. I think I tried them out. This one, ooh, look at that. Oh, isn't that pretty? Okay, I like that. I don't even know what color this is. It's bronze. Oh, rose gold. Boy, that's pretty. This one is called Iridescent Dream. And these are toppers. They're not exactly eyeshadows. That also is very pretty. I don't know how they wear because I don't remember them. This one is called Cha-Ching. And it's green. And oh, this one's kind of patchy. And it just... So no, I'm not going to keep this one. I'm going to get rid of this. And I think I'll keep these and try them and see what I think before I make a final decision. But Cha-Ching, even though it looks pretty in the tube, it just doesn't translate well. So I'm going to declutter this. last ones. Here we go. I have had a lot of these for a long time, so I really don't see where any of these are going to make the cut. This is a number 7 Stay Perfect Shade and Define. I don't have a name, but look, this is very old. I'm not even going to bother keeping that. This is, oh, this is nice. This is Ulta Beauty Metallic Cream Eyeshadow. This is in Breakdance, and I remember getting this and really liking it. Oh, it's kind of dried out though now, so, well, there's the end of that. Get rid of that. These, I don't even think they make anymore. They're Almay. They are their velvet foil, and I used them for a while, but stopped using them. They're ancient, so I am just gonna throw these away. This is Stila Sunset Cove, and you can see the way it's broken up. It's old. I'm not gonna keep it. A Milani Hypnotic Lights, and yeah, this pretty much dried out. Bye. These are all from Stila. They are old. They're so old they all look like they're the same shade now. And they're all supposed to be something different. So now I'm going to get rid of those. Oh, more Stila. But you know, I've never used them. Look how broken up they are and old and dried out. So no on those. And oh, I found a Super Shock. This is in Tea Party. So yeah, this one is staying. Y'all, I'm done. We did it. We made it through all of my eyeshadows. Phew. Now let's crunch the numbers. Okay, these are all the ones that I am getting rid of and not keeping. All of these are going, bye-bye. I'm telling y'all, felt like it killed me. So let's do the numbers and see what happened. I had 242 eyeshadows. The ones that I put aside to use before I make a final decision on were 9. I kept 9 of those palettes, and I will be using them over the next couple of weeks and seeing whether I want to keep them or not. But out of the ones that I did declutter, I decluttered 124. Yay! And that means that I kept 109. And yes, 109 eyeshadows is excessive. But I love my eyeshadows, and I swore that I would never do a declutter because I loved them that much and I never really wanted to get rid of them. But it was time. So I did get rid of more than I kept. So I feel really good about myself, and like I said, I am not going to wait that long to do a declutter of anything from now on. We're going to be decluttering as we go because this was a process. Thank you for hanging out all this time. If you have made it to the end, I really do appreciate it. If you like this video and you like the channel, I do hope that you will consider subscribing if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell and follow me on TikTok and Instagram. I'm active over there too. Okay, I am going to go take a break and like I said, get rid of these decluttered shadows before they can make their way back up onto the shelf. And I will talk to y'all next time.